This is question number 29 of the first midterm exam. Mark launders his white clothes using the production function Q equals 2 times B plus G, where B is the number of cups of Clorox bleach and G is the number of the cups of a generic bleach, where Clorox bleach is 2 times as potent. Use the line drawing tool to graph an isoquant. For output of Q equals 14, label this line isoquant. What is the question is, what is the marginal product of B and what is the marginal rate of technical substitution at each point on an isoquant? First, this is obviously this is a linear function, right? This is a linear function. So if we write down this isoquant when Q equals 14, we have something like this. 14 equals 2 times B plus G, and B here is the cups of Clorox bleach, and G is the cups of generic bleach. So this is a linear function, and the reason why the setup says the Clorox bleach is 2 times as potent is illustrated by this 2 before B, because for each unit, for each cup of B, we have actually twice as much as output compared with if we have for each unit of G, which is the generic bleach. That's the reason we say that the B, which is the Clorox bleach, is twice as potent as G. So the isoquant is simply this equation here, and because this is a linear function, so graphically speaking, this is a straight line. So to draw the straight line, we just need to pin down 2 points on the line. So we can choose the 2 points. For convenience, we can just choose the 2 points as if when one point, which is on the horizontal axis, and the other point, which is on the vertical axis. So for the point on the horizontal axis, that's when G equals 0. And for the point on the vertical axis, that's when B equals 0. So we can choose those 2 points. So when G equals 0, we have this, this equation becomes 2B equals 14. Hence, B equals 7. And when B equals 0, the equation becomes G equals 14. So now we have these 2 points. One is B equals 7, and actually we also have this G equals 0. And the second point is when G equals 14, and then B equals 0. So this means the horizontal intersection for our straight line is 7, because the horizontal axis is the B, and the vertical intercept is 14. So with those 2 points, we can now draw this chart. We choose the line drawing tool, and the horizontal intercept is 7, and vertical intercept is 14. And this is our isoquant. And then the question is, what is the marginal product of B? So the marginal product is when we increase the B by 1 unit. What's the increase of the output? That's the definition of the marginal product of B. So if we add B by 1 more unit, so we can actually see clearly from this equation here. That is Q equals, actually this is a little bit, let me erase this. So this is Q equals 2B plus G. So now the marginal product is when we add B by 1 more unit. So start from B and then we add by 1 more unit. What happens to Q, the increase of Q? That's the definition of marginal product. So Q prime now equals 2 times B plus 1 plus G. If we add B by 1 more unit, this is the output. So hence this equals 2B plus 2, we use the distribution rule, plus G. And this combined, that's Q, right? That's simply right here, that's Q. So Q plus 2. So if we increase B by 1 unit, the Q increases by 2 units. And that's expected because that's simply the coefficient before B. So that means the marginal product of B is 2. And the final part of this question is, what is the marginal rate of technical substitution at each point on an isoquant? So the marginal rate of technical substitution is simply the slope of the isoquant, because in this case the isoquant is a straight line. So the slope along this line, each point on this line is constant, and that is relatively easy to calculate. The slope here is simply the vertical intercept divided by the horizontal intercept. And we need to add a minus to that because this intercept here, this slope here should be a negative number. And this is a decreasing straight line, decreasing slope downward. So 14 divided by 7, that's 2. And since we need to add a minus, so this is minus 2. Marginal rate of technical substitution is the number of cups of generic bleach in place of 1 cup of Clorox bleach in order to keep the output constant, because we are moving along this isoquant. So and here the solution is 2, and that's the definition. And so we check the answer. The input is correct.